We have another update on Ben Askren. For those unaware, Ben has been battling severe pneumonia in the hospital since UFC 316. Pat Mineo posted an update on Ben today. He wrote, "All the prayers and medical support Ben Askren has been receiving is working. He was able to open his eyes and squeeze hands, showing some responsiveness. He is still expected to need a lung transplant, but some of his levels are improving and he's fighting like a champ. Keep praying for Ben Askren." The salaries for UFC Atlanta have been revealed. Rose Namajunas went home with the biggest payday, earning $250,000 to show and another $250,000 for her win. Her opponent Miranda Maverick earned $125,000. Kamaru Usman took home $300,000 for his victory over Joaquin Buckley. Buckley made $150,000. And despite losing to Raoni Barcelos, Cody Garbrandt still walked away with $275,000. Charles Oliveira has responded to Ilia Topuria's recent comments. Last week, Ilia posted some training footage to X. He wrote, "Don't forget to bring the pillow," at Charles Oliveira. Oliveira has responded saying, "Dude, you know it doesn't matter what they're going to say. For me, it doesn't matter, bro. I think only God knows what will happen. On June 28th, we're going to face each other. I think I'm a problem for him, or anyone who's going to fight me. I've got firepower in my hands and incredible jiu-jitsu. What Topuria is saying, or any other guy is saying, to me it doesn't make a difference. You've seen this soap opera several times. Many of them said a lot of things, and you know what happened in the end. My hand was raised, so it doesn't make any difference." Jamahal Hill and Khalil Rountree faced off ahead of their fight this weekend at UFC Baku.
Hold on one second, I'm gonna step closer, right?
Cool. And I just need you to step outside. And then you want to face forward.
We right here, guys.
And if you get the in the back of
Is right here, gentlemen.
Dustin Poirier is set to take on Max Holloway for the BMF title at UFC 318. The event will take place in Poirier's hometown of New Orleans, and Dana White recently admitted that the card was intentionally built for Dustin. Dana said, "Throughout the world, Dustin Poirier is a big star for us. He's accomplished a lot in the sport. This is for him, to be honest with you. This is for him. He wanted to have his last fight and end his career in New Orleans, so here we are." Actually, he's ranked number 5 in the world right now in the lightweight division. He's a guy who's held his position in the top 10 in the sport for a very long time. He's achieved a lot. He's one of the all-time greats. Thousands of people have fought in the UFC. I don't know where I could rank him, but he's one of the all-time greats. Poirier is fighting Max Holloway, another one of the all-time greats. It should be an amazing fight. Aljamain Sterling weighed in on the controversy surrounding Rodolfo Bellato's fight over the weekend. During Bellato's bout with Paul Craig, he was on the receiving end of an illegal upkick at the end of the first round. However, many fans and fighters pointed out that Bellato seemed to glance directly at the referee before going down, then appeared to act as if he was knocked out. The incident drew comparisons to Aljo's fight with Petr Yan, where he was also accused by some of exaggerating after taking an illegal knee. On a recent video posted to his YouTube channel, Aljo agreed that the situation with Bellato was incredibly bizarre. He also denies that he faked it when he was kneed by Petr Yan, and says he was really hurt.
He gets up kicked, goes for the ground and pound, up kick, boom. He looks at the ref, turns and then falls backwards. And then he looks like an outline in the streets. Now, with him being the outline in the streets, somehow, some way, he's a corpse. He just starts to shimmy and wakes up. I'm just like, it looked like one of those snail things where you dump water in it and they just activate. It was the most bizarre thing, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look great. I think we can all agree with that. Now, I know people saying I'm an actor, I got my belt from acting, and I was selling it and really pretending to really be hurt and that I couldn't continue. Guys, I legitimately was really hurt. Oh my God. I can't believe we're still talking about this. People still bring this up. At this point, it's just hilarious because I'm like, I don't know what else I need to do to prove to you that I was actually hurt. How do I prove that I was throwing up in the bathroom and had a concussion? This guy, this kick to the head, I don't know. Maybe something caught him by surprise and then shut off the gears. That was really, really wacky to see. Now, I'm not gonna say the guy was faking, because that reaction, the way he sold everything or did everything, the way his whole body just moved and lit up. I mean, I don't know if anyone can act. If they're acting and you can act that good, that's crazy work.
Khalil Rountree versus Jamahal Hill goes down this weekend at UFC Baku. Rountree made an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show yesterday and says he plans to put on an undeniable performance against Hill to earn another shot at the light heavyweight title.
Have you or your team been told you win this fight, you're right back in the title picture? Is that what is at stake here, especially if Magomed wins?
You know, there's not too much. There hasn't been too much talk. I mean, there's been talks of, you know, what we'd like after this, and I think that the UFC, you know, they have their own ideas and thoughts on what they would want. But my plan is to, you know, put on a performance that, you know, makes a title shot again undeniable, if that makes any sense.
You said what you'd want. You sort of expressed that. What do you want? Like, is it clear that you will, if you get a great performance, you will ask for a title shot?
Yeah, I'm definitely sure that I'm ready to be a champion, and I'm ready to be the champion. And everything that I'm working on and doing is to be prepared for that again. And so, yeah, that's absolutely what I want and what I'm gunning for. So my plan is to put on, an undeniable performance so that I can get that chance again.
After defeating Joaquin Buckley over the weekend, Kamaru Usman is happy to not be a part of the 0-3 club anymore, alongside Israel Adesanya and Henry Cejudo.
On the same boat, kind of same ship.
Right. We've been there, we've done that, we bought the damn
0-3
t-shirt. Also, man, you know, let's be honest, Henry. There was a lot riding on here. I mean, like you like to point out all the time, we're about 0-3, you know. So
you broke the streak, cuz. You broke the streak.
I had to go get that monkey off our back, Henry. I had to go out there and because it was just it was so much disrespect, so many things being said where they would treat me like a red-headed stepchild. Like I was like, you know, like I wasn't jacked, you know. They talk about, he washed, or he this, and he's that, he's not this, he's not that, he old now. I'm like, what, am I old? I know I'm in the gym, I'm still putting in time, I'm still putting in the effort. My coaches still work overtime with me.
Tim Welch isn't worried about Sean O'Malley's star power taking a hit following his second loss to Merab Dvalishvili. He compares the situation to Nate Diaz, pointing out that despite having double-digit losses on his record, Nate remained one of the most popular fighters in the sport. Tim said it's so hard to say with him, but again, right now we're not going to clubs, we are not partying, we are saying no to trips. So what else are we going to do? We are coming to the gym twice a day. We are going to train. Might as well fight. Might as well not let these years go by. He's only 30 years old. Might as well just knock them out. Let's just keep knocking them out. Look at Nate Diaz, how big of a star he is. How many losses does he have? Jorge Masvidal, how many losses does he have? They're still just huge draws, huge stars. Following his win over Joaquin Buckley, Kamaru Usman said he wants a title shot against the winner of Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. The call-out drew some backlash, as many pointed out that Usman had been on a 3-fight losing streak prior to the win over Buckley. However, Michael Bisping believes there's still a case to be made for Usman getting a title shot, citing his championship resume and longtime loyalty to the UFC.
The thing is as well, it comes down to for Usman, you know, because if other people are saying, well, hold on, Sean Brady maybe deserves it, or this guy deserves it, or Ian Gary and Shavkat, I thought he was the #1 contender. Yeah, they're all valid points, they are. But when you look at Kamaru Usman, and you look at the time served, and you look at the career, and then you also factor in, because it is a factor, that he's at the end of his career, right? Yeah. And he's been good for the promotion. He's been a dependable guy. He's taken on whoever they wanted him to when he was the champion. He was a good champion, defended the belt 5 times, I think. You know, and it's like, well, you know, there's a little bit of loyalty, and it does swing both ways. They're like, this guy's been good for us. He's been a great champion. We made a lot of money with him. And he wants a title fight. Well, he deserves it. Let's give him one.
Joe Rogan once again had high praise for Merab Dvalishvili. Joe explains how Firas Zahabi stated that he knows guys who take EPO who still don't have the cardio Merab has. On the most recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Joe said that guy is insane. He's insane. His cardio is something that everyone who has been involved in the sport for as long as I have is blown away by it. That guy's a freak. Daniel Cormier went to visit him after he won the title. He won the title Saturday night at the Sphere in Vegas, beat Sean O'Malley, dominant 5-round decision, just steamrolled him. The next day, Daniel Cormier goes to visit him, and he's out running. He doesn't stop. Just this guy from Georgia, from this war-torn country who just embraces that grind at a level that nobody else can compete with. When he gets in the ring, no one can match his cardio. No one can match his pace. He melts the greatest of the greats. You see guys like Umar Nurmagomedov who's elite. He's world class. Like at any other time, he'd be a world champion. And Merab is just overwhelming him. You see him just getting overwhelmed by the pace. And Merab doesn't even get tired. He's a freak. You can see the evolution of his technique. So a lot of it is learned in America. It's just his mindset and his drive. Firas Zahabi did a whole video about him, saying he needs to be studied in a lab. Firas Zahabi, who runs TriStar in Montreal, is like one of the greatest gyms of all time, and he's one of the best minds ever in the history of MMA, and he's blown away by this guy. There's guys that are on EPO like the cyclists take. It makes you have more blood cells, and it makes you have more cardio, but you can have a f***ing stroke. It's like super dangerous to take. Tour de France guys get busted for that kind of shit. Some fighters get busted. He's like, guys that I know that have been on EPO don't have that kind of cardio. This is crazy cardio. This is something freakish. Firas Zahabi thinks some of it's genetic, but Merab says it's not. He's a freak and he keeps getting better with his technique. He gets better with everything. That drive is not just for his cardio. That drive is for his whole skill set. So he's a f***ing monster. Sean O'Malley still believes he can beat Merab Dvalishvili, despite now losing to him twice. On the Ariel Helwani show, Sean said, "For me to earn another shot at Merab, I gotta be undeniable. I have to go on a streak. I have to win a lot of fights in a row. There's a world where that happens. I know I'm capable of beating Merab. I also know he's capable of beating me. There's still going to be a part of me that always wants to get that one back. That one will bug me. If I never get that one back, I'll be happy with how everything played out. But there's a world where I'm undeniable and I get that one back." Merab's on a crazy streak right now. He's the greatest bantamweight of all time. O'Malley also responded to Cody Garbrandt's recent comments. Cody told him he should have kept smoking because he looked like shit against Merab. O'Malley responded saying, "I saw Cody Garbrandt saying I looked like shit against Merab, and that dude looked sharp in his fight. That's all I'll say." You know what was annoying? When I saw his hair was braided and he's got those face tattoos, I was like, that's how people see me. It was just so embarrassing. I need to get a new look. That was embarrassing. I was like, holy shit, that was an eye-opener. I was like, God, that's how people probably look at me. It was embarrassing. Alex Bejeda favors Khalil Rountree to defeat Jamahal Hill this weekend. Having fought and beat both men recently, Alex says he gives the advantage to Khalil. Alex said they're both great fighters and well-rounded. I fought them both so I could say something more accurate. They're both dangerous, but I think by my fight against Khalil, I see him having some advantage against Jamahal. That's my opinion. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one says, "Respect to Buckley for not offering up any excuse and acknowledging Usman. His attitude is very refreshing. Take the L like a man and get back in the gym." The second one's from that dude Panch. It says, "Poor Bautista. More people talking about Patchy losing than him winning." And the final one's from Darth Balsamic. It's in reference to the back and forth between Israel Adesanya and Joaquin Buckley. It says, "Somewhere Manel Kopp is messaging Buckley about Izzy." Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.